she canceled our weddings just like that. The one I'd been waiting for 6 years. All because her childhood friend, the one who once saved my life, said he might not live past the month. She said he had a final wish to spend his last days with me by his side. Just for a little while, she promised. We'll get married as soon as it's over. She smiled as she said it, her voice soft with affection. You're the only man I'll ever call my husband. Please try to understand. But the understanding part, that wasn't a request, it was an order. She had already packed my things, cleared me out of her villa, and made room for him. Even the ride to my temporary place had been arranged. I didn't even get to answer before I was escorted out of the life I helped her build. She didn't know the truth because I was never allowed to speak it. It wasn't Tom who saved her back then. It was me. But the system that governs my very existence won't let me explain. And if I don't marry her within the month, I disappear literally. I vanish from her life forever. I stood there, numb, watching her shove the last of my things into a suitcase. She didn't notice the silence, or maybe she didn't care. And in that moment, when she erased every trace of me from her home, it hit me: this woman, the one who once called me everything, had already started treating me like a memory. She looked at me one last time before I left, eyes shining with guilt. It's just a month. Once Tom's wish is fulfilled, I'll bring you back. I promise nothing will happen between us. You're the only one I love. But those words, I'd heard them before. Always sweet, always empty. Because even when she said them, she never stopped holding Tom just a little too close. Even when I got angry, even when I begged for honesty, all I ever got was her soothing voice, paper-thin promises, and more silence when I asked for the truth. So I let it happen. I let Tom move into my place, let him flaunt his presence like a badge of honor. She didn't know his heroic tale was a lie. She didn't know I was the one who bled for her. But more than that, she never asked. Because the truth didn't matter. To her, only her feelings for him did. Simon, the car's waiting downstairs. I made sure the new place is set up just how you like it. She said it gently, but her eyes, those told a different story. They were restless, urgent, as if this needed to be over with quickly. Okay, I replied, lifting the suitcase she'd packed for me. It was heavy. She hadn't left a single item behind, not even the little things: the mattress I slept on, my contact lens case, all gone, so Tom wouldn't feel uncomfortable seeing them. That's when I realized she didn't just make room for him, she erased me completely. She followed me downstairs, trying to carry my suitcase like it would somehow lighten the weight of her betrayal. I let her, didn't fight it, didn't speak much. If you need anything, just text me, she said, quietly. You can call me too, if you miss me. Got it, I replied calmly. I won't disturb you. She panicked. No, that's not what I meant. I know. I cut in, smiling faintly. You're just worried about me. She looked like she might cry then. Simon, I love you. You know that, right? I nodded. Right? I have to go now. Goodbye. That's when we heard the click of designer shoes on stone. Tom, he strode up, smug in a tailored suit and a cologne strong enough to stain the air. With a big, performative smile, he linked his arm through hers. Nina, I'm here. Then, feigning surprise when he saw me, Simon, you're still here. Guess I came too early. Perfect. I wanted to thank you for letting Nina be by my side in my final days. Don't let my healthy look fool you. The doctors say I'm barely holding on. He was gloating. Every word dipped in sugar and arrogance. And nah, she wasn't smiling. All right, Tom. Go inside. I need a moment with Simon. She threw an arm around me like a reminder. He's still mine. Tom didn't care. His eyes flicked toward me with mock pity. Oh, Simon, is it okay if I stay in your room while I'm here? Nah, turned cold. We have plenty of guest rooms. You're not staying in his. Tom's expression dropped. He pouted like a child. Oh, I guess a dying man doesn't deserve the good room. I'd sleep in the basement if it meant I could be close to you. And just like that, she softened again. Tom, that's not what she stopped. Noticed I was still there. Let's talk later. Just go inside, please. He obeyed, but not before, casting one final smirk in my direction. We both knew what her non-answer really meant. Once he was gone, she turned to me again, eyes wet. I'm sorry, Simon, I know how hard this is. I didn't handle today well, but it's only a month. Soon, this will all be behind us. I said nothing, just nodded and turned to leave. But she grabbed my hand. Simon, I'm sorry you have to go through this. It's fine, I said, gently pulling away, because I understood now, it was never about the truth. It was always about who she chose. And it wasn't me. It was strange how the calmer I acted, the more chaos brewed inside me. Like the silence between us was the only thing holding my heart together. After a pause, Anna seemed to reach a decision. Her voice turned soft, almost tender. Simon, let me take you there, just to spend a little more time with you. I shook my head. No need. I already knew what would happen. Tom might need you soon, I said quietly. Guilt flickered across her face. It's okay. I can be with him later, she whispered, trying to sound reassuring. but her phone rang almost instantly like fate wasn't done testing her yet. She didn't put it on speaker, but I didn't need to hear much. Tom's voice came through, sharp and urgent. "Nina, I'm feeling dizzy. Can you come upstairs?" Just like that, she froze. Her brows furrowed as she looked at me, torn. She didn't even get to say a word before I cut in. "You should stay and take care of Tom. I'll be fine." And I got into the car without looking back. As the engine hummed to life, the familiar system voice echoed in my head like a ticking clock. "Host, you are now separated from Nina. If you fail to marry her within a month, you will be erased from this world." 6 years ago, I entered this life with one mission: make Nina fall in love with me and marry her. And it worked. We clicked like we were made for each other. Marriage was set for the end of this very month. But then, everything changed. Sure, I could have insisted, pushed harder, made her stay and fulfill our promise. But what's the point of holding someone who's already let go? When I arrived at the villa she arranged for me, it was pristine. The air smelled like fresh linen. Gladioli lined the windows, my favorite flower. Everything was tailored to my taste, down to the smallest detail. She'd planned this move long ago. She just hadn't told me until today. Later that night, as I tried to sleep, a notification lit up my phone, a selfie from Tom, gone before. I could screenshot it, but I saw enough. He was in my bedroom. The same room that used to hold a photo of me and AA. Now it had been replaced. A portrait of Tom hung there, proudly, like a declaration of ownership. I couldn't help but remember when NA first begged me to move in. "As long as I'm alive, there'll always be a room for you." Back then, she meant it. Everything in that house reflected me, her love, her commitment. Whenever I asked her for input on anything, she'd smile and say, "Simon is the man of the house. I just want to make him happy." But time has a way of rewriting even the purest promises. The next morning, a call from the photo studio woke me up. Our couple's photos were ready. They said they'd tried calling Na, but she didn't answer. I figured she was with Tom. It didn't feel right asking her to pick up photos of us while she was playing nursemaid to him, so I went myself. And when I walked into that studio, everything shattered. Na was standing there glowing in a wedding gown. Tom was by her side, smiling like he already won. "You look beautiful," he whispered. "I didn't think I'd ever see you in a wedding dress before I died." It's worth it. "Stop bringing that up," she said gently. "Let's just enjoy the time we have. Try on a few more, for me," he beamed. "Please." A sales assistant murmured nearby, surprised. "Wait, isn't her boyfriend Simon?" Tom cut in without hesitation. "No, that's over. I'm her boyfriend now." Na didn't say a word. Her brows furrowed, but she didn't correct him, not even a single word. And that silence said everything. The assistant looked nervous and apologized. "Sorry, I didn't know. The studio manager told me to contact Simon for pickup." Na's expression shifted. She was about to speak, but then her eyes met mine. I was standing at the door. She froze. Panic flashed across her face. "Simon," she called out, running after me as I turned away. "Don't misunderstand," she pleaded. "Tom just wanted to see me in a wedding dress before he dies, nothing more." I stayed silent. And that silence made her more desperate. He said, "We broke up," and I didn't correct him because what's the point? I don't explain things to strangers. I watched her. She looked like she was falling apart. "Please, Simon. Talk to me. Say something. Don't bottle it up. It'll only hurt you, and it'll kill me to see you like this." I shook my head. "I'm not upset," I said quietly. "I just don't want to bother you." Her face crumbled even more. She tried to change the subject, anything to reset the moment. "How was your first night? Are the staff treating you well? Should I send the chef over?" "No need," I said. Just then, a staff member handed me the photo album. Na instinctively took it first, but hesitated, and finally passed it to me. "Take these home. I'm worried Tom might." "It's fine," I replied, accepting them with a polite smile before walking away and moved, unshaken and numb, wandered through the city with no destination. By noon, I found myself at a restaurant NA and I once loved. She used to try recreating the dishes from this place for me, laughing when they didn't quite taste right. But since Tom came into her life, she stopped showing up here. Stopped trying. Really. I had just taken a seat when they walked in, Tom and Na, hand in hand, laughing, whispering, looking like a couple straight out of a romance film. I tried to stay unnoticed, tucked away in a corner. But Tom saw me. He pointed, loud enough for the whole room. "Simon, are you following us again?" His voice was sharp, dramatic. The wedding photo thing might have been a coincidence. But now this. He put on a pained face. His eyes turned red. "I know you love her, but can't you just let me have this? I'm dying." "Do you really have to compete with a dying man? Would you rather I just drop dead?" I stared at him. Theatrics. Always theatrics. Na didn't say much. She just looked at me with a mix of pity, guilt, and something that used to be love. "Don't, Tom. Just sit down," Na said firmly, her patience thinning. But Tom, he had one more scene to perform. Clutching his chest like a stage actor, he let the tears fall out, trembling. Now, if Simon can't accept me, just say the word, and I'll disappear from this world. I never meant to provoke him. I just wanted peace. She panicked, reaching for him, guiding him to a seat, whispering as if her voice could heal him. Tom, calm down. Just breathe. Here, drink some water. My food arrived. I looked at it, but my appetite was long gone. I stood to leave, but Na caught my arm. Her voice trembled heavy with emotion. Simon, I know this is hard. I know you're hurting, but please, Tom can't handle any more stress. Just give us 1 month. Don't cause a scene. I wanted to laugh me, the villain, for simply existing. Still, I nodded, saying nothing. There was no point. She looked at me with eyes full of pity, and spoke again, this time more tenderly. Simon, no matter what happens between me and Tom, it's just an act. You're the one I love. You're my future. I swear I won't marry anyone else but you. Please don't overthink this. It hurts me too. I nodded again, silent. Tom called her, and just like that, I was forgotten. She turned, and I finally had the chance to leave. In the days that followed, I stayed in, avoided the world. I watered flowers, fed the fish, lived quietly like a man already halfway gone. Na rarely reached out. Once in a while, a short message. How are you? Stay healthy. Just wait for me. But Tom, he made sure I didn't forget him. Every few days, another photo of the two of them, him and Na, laughing. Close, he always added a message just to twist the knife. Simon, are you sleeping well? Eating okay? I know it must be hard, watching your girl play house with me. I ignored it, all of it, even as the system's warnings grew louder in my head. If the wedding isn't completed by the deadline, you will be removed from this world. Please act quickly. I didn't, and the system went quiet. Then came the final evening. Unexpectedly, my phone rang. It was Na, her voice breathless, excited, alive. Simon, great news. Tom's illness was a misdiagnosis. He's not dying. I'm coming to get you right now. I'm so sorry for everything. Let me make it up to you. Just wait 30 minutes. I'll be there. The call ended. I stood by the third-floor window, staring at the night sky. So this was how it would end. I thought I'd disappear quietly. But fate had one last show to run. Minutes passed. Then hours. But Na never came. At midnight, the sky erupted. Fireworks lit up the city, and in burning letters across the sky, I saw it. Tom, I love you. A cold silence filled my chest, interrupted only by the system's final warning. Host, your time is up. End your physical form immediately. I didn't hesitate. With a soft exhale, I stepped forward and jumped. The crash was deafening. Warm blood bloomed across the pavement like spilled ink. Maids screamed. Their footsteps echoed in chaos as they ran to me, voices shaking. They called, Na. Tom's voice came through first, lazy and indifferent. Simon, again with the theatrics. Can't you wait for her without pulling these stunts? He was still talking when Na grabbed the phone. Her tone was soft. Simon, I'm sorry. I was just helping Tom pack. I was coming for you. Please don't say things like that. But she was already too late. The call cut off. Someone called, an ambulance. But I was still, eyes fading, body drained. Strangely, I wasn't afraid. Instead, my mind drifted back to when we first met, a concert hall, a duet that left the room breathless, conversations that stretched into dawn, a love that felt like destiny. But those memories faded like smoke. In the end, I saw only her face, and then the world went white. A flash, a screech of tires. Na's car skidded to a halt outside the villa. She ran in, breathless, smiling. Simon, I'm here. Let's go home. She moved through the house, calling out playfully. Don't hide. Come out. I missed you. I know you missed me too. Then a servant entered, pale, shaking. Ma'am, sir. He jumped. Na's smile dropped. Her brows pulled together. What are you saying? She didn't believe it. Not until she saw the bloodstains on the servant's clothes. Another rushed in, stumbling, stuttering. He's outside. In the back, they led her there. Her steps slowed. Her breath caught, and then she saw me. She collapsed on the spot, her voice cracking with horror. Simon, no, no, why? I was coming. I was just late. Why? Tears streamed down her face, makeup ruined, hands trembling. She didn't care that her white blouse was soaked in blood. The woman, who once obsessed over perfection, sat in the dirt, broken. The servants tried to comfort her. This was unexpected. Ma'am, unexpected. What does that mean? She snapped, her voice rising. I told you to watch him. Why didn't anyone stop him? Why? Silence. Then a whisper. He jumped after the fireworks started, after he saw the message. For Mr. Tom Menen. In that moment, everything Na had ignored, dismissed, and postponed, hit her all at once. They fell silent, and Nina shaking, clutching her chest as if trying to hold her heart together. Her voice cracked in the wind. The fireworks. My fireworks. I killed him. And then she collapsed, nails digging into the dirt, bleeding without even realizing it. The ambulance arrived too late. White coats rushed in, already murmuring, apologies. already preparing her for the worst. But there was nothing left to save. My body had long gone cold. And Nina, she didn't scream this time. She didn't cry or fight. She just stared, holo, stunned, broken, as if the world had stopped and all the light had drained from her soul. I watched it all happen from the other side. Not moved, not relieved, just ready to leave. But before I could, the system chimed in for the first time in ages. Host, we're sorry. A new world hasn't been assigned yet. You'll need to stay another day. Another day in this purgatory of sorrow. I didn't fight it. I wasn't angry. I was just curious. Curious to see how the woman I once loved with everything, would handle the aftermath. Then Tom showed up. He strolled in like it was just another Sunday. Waving, grinning. Nah, what are you doing here? Simon's probably just being dramatic. You know him. He'll turn up after sulking. You really shouldn't take him so seriously. He was already laughing, walking toward my body like it was a minor inconvenience. But before he could get close, Nina snapped. She launched at him, no hesitation. One slap, loud and fierce, then a fistful of hair. She dragged him across the ground like he was trash, flinging him down beside me. Look, Tom, this is what your little joke caused. A swift kick knocked the wind out of him. When he finally opened his eyes and saw my mangled, lifeless form, he screamed, loud, childlike. Then he collapsed to the floor, shaking, wetting himself in terror. He's dead. No, I didn't mean this isn't because of me. Nina's voice was venomous. I told you to cancel the fireworks. Why didn't you listen? Tom stammered. It was already set up. Canceling would have been a hassle. You paid for them, just let it happen. It was just fireworks. Nah, just fireworks. That excuse shattered her all over again. After a long, choking silence, she glared at him with dead, glassy eyes. If you hadn't helped me through those rough years, I'd rip your tongue out for saying that. Now leave. Go. Tom, tail between his legs, ran without another word. But the look in his eyes before he left it wasn't guilt. It was something darker, something twisted. Back inside, Nina had my body cleaned and dressed. The best mortician money could buy. But it wasn't enough to hide the truth. Her grief stained everything, her clothes, her hands, her soul. She held my hand like she could still keep me warm. Simon, I'll take you home now. Please, don't be scared. I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I felt nothing. She'd made her choice. She could have had peace. She could have had Tom. Why torture herself like this? At sunrise, she did what I never expected. She took me back to my old room, but it wasn't my room anymore. The wallpaper had been replaced with that awful yellow I always hated. My furniture was gone. My books, my things. And worst of all, a smiling photo of Tom and Nina hung on the wall. Like a cruel taunt. She broke down instantly. Throw it out. Get rid of it all. Nothing in here belongs to Simon. Not anymore. Fix this now. Her rage was frantic. Her orders sent the staff scattering. Then she looked at McQuiet again, her voice low and trembling. I'll make it like it used to be. Simon, I promise, I'll make it right. Please, don't hate me. She wept until her body gave out. She curled up beside me like a child, begging for forgiveness from someone who couldn't answer. And when morning came, she made one final vow. She called her assistant and said, there will be a wedding at noon. Simon and I will be married today. It must be beautiful. People thought she'd lost her mind. She dressed me in a groom's suit, spent a fortune on the finest makeup artists, each of them working in hushed fear. She wore the gown we once chose together. The gown meant for a future we never reached. Now it was a costume for a fantasy steeped in tragedy. And then Tom barged in again. Quietly this time, cautious. Nina, you're marrying a corpse. What will people think? This isn't going to help. Maybe it's time to let go. But before he could finish, she cut him off cold. This isn't your wedding, Tom, and you don't get to speak for Simon or me. Not now. Not ever. Get out. He did. The ceremony was surreal. Some guests whispered behind their drinks. Some laughed. Others cried. No one really knew how to react. But one thing was certain: Nina had gone too far. Or maybe she just loved too deeply. So deeply, it destroyed them both. The ceremony carried on like a dream no one could quite wake up from. Nina stood there, holding the microphone, with trembling hands, facing the coffin that held what was left of me. Her voice cracked, but her words were steady. Simon, I promised I'd marry you, that we'd have a wedding no one would forget. I kept my promise, even if it's too late. From this day on, I'm your wife. She slid the wedding ring onto her finger and pressed it against her heart. The room went still, not joyful, not somber, just confused. But Nina didn't care. She had fulfilled a vow, when only she was left to remember. After the ceremony, a man named Grant approached her, offering the kind of comfort that only deep history could bring. Nina, Simon wouldn't want you to live like this. Remember, when he saved you, bled for you for 3 days straight. But Nina blinked, confused. Saved me. Grant frowned. The transfusion. When you were rushed to the hospital from that site accident, your blood type is rare. Panda blood. Simon matched you. He gave everything to keep you alive. You really didn't know. Her whole world seemed to crack in that moment. Wasn't it Tom who saved me? She asked, barely above a whisper. Tom? Grant looked appalled. Tom showed up after. His blood type doesn't even match yours. He couldn't have saved you, even if he tried. Nina's face drained of color. Her voice wavered, her hands trembling. Simon saved me. And I never even knew. Tears followed before words could catch up. She collapsed, undone by a truth that had been right in front of her all along, buried beneath Tom's lies. When she returned home, still in a daze, a servant handed her a thick stack of photos. They found in my room. She flipped through them slowly, each one worse than the last. Pictures of her and Tom. Her feeding him grapes, him fixing her collar, them smiling like they belonged together. Each shot carefully framed, as if orchestrated to twist the knife just a little deeper. Rage lit up her face. She tore the photos apart and screamed, Tom, you bastard, I won't let this go. And she meant it. That evening, Tom arrived at the house dressed to impress, clueless as ever. The place looked like a honeymoon suite, draped in red and gold. He smiled like he owned the moment. Nina, Simon's gone. It's time to start over. Let's bury the past and make this official. I'll take care of you. She just watched. Calm. Calm. Then she said quietly, you didn't save me, did you? Tom blinked. Of course I did. What kind of question? What's your blood type? Tom. Her voice sharpened, like a blade being drawn. You couldn't have saved me, and even now, you're still lying. She laid it all out. The photos, the midnight fireworks, the manipulation, the way he twisted everything to push me over the edge. You killed him, Tom. Tom stammered, desperate. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I just loved you. And, yes, I lied, but you believed it. Didn't that mean something? Deep down, you wanted it to be me. Nina's silence shattered with a slap across his face. You don't get to rewrite this story. Still dazed, Tom tried to rationalize, clinging to his delusions. But we went on dates, we shared moments. If you were so in love with Simon, then how did I fit in? Just admit it. You loved me too. She'd had enough. Rage and grief, mixed. In her chest, like poison, she picked up an ashtray, ready to strike, but dropped it. Instead, she gave a simple command toward the door. Feed him. 2 large men stepped in, muffled Tom's cries, and dragged him away. Nina didn't even flinch. She just sat on the floor, whispering through clenched teeth. Simon, I've avenged you. Will that be enough? Can you forgive me now? From where I stood, not quite living, not quite dead, I could only watch. No, I didn't hate her, but there was no forgiveness to offer. She was the one who had to live with it now. Her choices, her silence, her guilt. Minutes later, one of the men returned. It's done, he said quietly. We fed him to the dogs. Nina just nodded. No tears, no words. And me, I was stunned. I never thought she meant it, but she did. Nina, the woman who once gently fixed my tie, had killed for me, and didn't blink once. If she loved me, then why? Tom, why did it end like that? But if she didn't, why lose her mind when I was gone? I kept circling those questions, chasing answers that didn't seem to matter anymore. Maybe I was never meant to understand, and then just like that, something snapped inside me. A voice, cold and mechanical, echoed in my mind. Host, prepare to exit the world. 3, 2, 1. When I opened my eyes again, I wasn't surrounded by grief, blood, or betrayal. I was in a bright, echoey college lecture hall, fluorescent lights humming above my head. My thoughts spun like a glitching hard drive. The system crackled back to life, its voice static-filled. Would you like to delete your previous strategy? Memories. Without thinking, I whispered, delete. Let the past stay buried. Let her stay buried. A sharp pain yanked at my chest, like something sacred was being torn from me, and, just like that, the weight lifted. This world had a new storyline, and apparently, a new love interest. She was a senior, sharp-witted, effortlessly beautiful, the kind of woman who carried kindness in her smile. Her name was Sunny. I started with small things. Could you help me with this assignment? Want to grab dinner sometime? Little surprises, late-night walks, shared laughter over coffee. And somewhere along the way, something real started to bloom, but the system, dead silent. No updates, no affection levels, nothing. It was like I'd been ghosted by the very thing designed to guide me. I stopped, checking. Maybe this was better. Maybe I didn't need data to fall for someone this time. One warm afternoon, we were standing outside the dorm. The sun dipped low, and everything glowed golden. My heart thudded like it remembered how to beat. Again, I leaned in, nervous but certain. Sunny, will you be my girlfriend? She looked at me and smiled. Sure. The simplicity of it almost knocked the wind out of me. You said yes. Yeah, is that surprising? I laughed awkwardly, scratching my head, cheeks red. No, just feels unreal. And then buzz. The system returned, but the voice wasn't the same. It wasn't cold anymore. It wasn't robotic. Host, a new system has been assigned. Your current affection level, 99%. There was something about that voice, familiar, Human. Without thinking, I asked aloud. New system. What's your name?